So planning 4th of June. Do we have any apologies of absence?
We do, yes. So we have Councillor Pip Liver, who is away on holiday, and we have Councillor Jill Haynes, who is substituting for her.
Okay, and
And then we have a substitution for Jane Ray for Councillor Alistair Ray.
fabulous. Does anyone have any declaration of interest? Or anything they've seen? I know it might be last minute for you, but not that you know of yet. Fine. Thank you. And the minutes of the meeting. Everyone okay with those that were in the pack?
If you want me to sign them, if you could, just please, and then you just need to initially corner the page. Thank you.
Getting longer, aren't they?
Well, it depends on the number of applications we've had on that particular meeting. Yeah.
We've got quite a few. Oh, we've recorded.
Here we are, yes, yeah.
Thank you. Do we have any urgent items on the chairman's report?
No, we have neither of those.
And any public questions?
No, none of those
None of
either.
those
Chair.
either.
No,
Letters of objection?
no, none have been received of those either.
Great. So we've got applications registered for week ending the 10th, 17th and 24th of May to go through. Whenever you're ready. Page 10.
Page 10. Right, okay, so you've got your little screenshot packs just in front of you to help you to understand.
So 5/2024/0666 and 5/2024/0753 are not required for consideration. So 42 Ridge Avenue.
Okay, right, the property sits on a spacious corner plot with the garage linked to the garage at number 40 Ridge Avenue. The proposal is looking to demolish the garage and replace with a two-storey side extension partially up to the boundary of number 40 at ground floor and stepped in by 1 metre at first floor level. The rear projection at ground floor extends to be in line with the existing conservatory, and at first floor level extends by 1.8 metres beyond the first floor building line. The road slopes downwards towards number 40, therefore the application property already sits on a higher ground. An application at number 40 was approved in March 24 for a two-storey side extension partially over the footprint of the garage and extends much further rearwards than this proposal. This approved proposal removes any possible loss of amenity that could have been considered to the occupants. There are no additional bedrooms, just the addition of bathrooms and a study. The garage is lost as part of the proposal, but there appears to be parking provision for 3 cars on the frontage. No, so not conservation area, consider no objection.
And is that number 40 to the right? That you can see?
So number
They've
40
not
is
done their extension on this photo.
So this photo is obviously one of my standard ones, which is from, the Google Street View. But I think that I did include within your pack actually the proposals which were, I think I've done it for this one. Yeah, so screen sort of orbs, slide number 6 shows you what they're proposing to do, which is quite substantial actually, to be honest, and that's been given permission already.
Any comments on?
Anybody objected to it?
No.
Are we happy with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Happy. Thank you. Reference 5/2024/0738 12 Church Field, Harpenden.
It's a 0748 that didn't meet the criteria.
Oh, I missed one, you're not on tape.
So I think we've skipped the page actually. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No, I missed that.
Yeah.
So 5/24/0293.
Okay.
Nine
Yeah,
to
so
meet
number
with.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. The proposal at ground floor is looking to change the 2 existing front bay windows to be box bay under the existing roof overhang and a small infill extension to the side of the existing children's den room to expand the family room. At first floor, it's proposed to add a small extension to the side of bedroom 2, along with the conversion of the existing bathroom to create a bedroom. Internal reconfigurations are also proposed to create a bathroom to the front. Property is already of a good size and able to accommodate these additions easily with little aesthetic difference. And I say consider no objection.
Nothing online, I assume.
No, so I'll let you know if there is anything.
The drawing.
Oh, you like, yeah, you like my colour, you like my, well, the drawing was actually part of the planning application, but the colouring was mine.
Oh, right.
Just to make it
Very
clear.
skilled.
Yes, very, yeah, a steady hand.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Black white tyre.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh dear, yeah, I think today's been a day of bad
Okay.
white things, yeah.
okay, so now on to, are we all okay with that?
Yeah, sure, no.
Now on to 12 Churchfield, 5/2024/0738.
Okay, the proposal is looking to replace the existing flat roofed entrance porch with a two-storey front extension to provide an enlarged entrance area and ensuite to the master bedroom first floor. Further, smaller ground floor front extension is also proposed to enlarge the living room. The two-storey extension projects 850 millimetres further forward than the building line of the garage, and the ground floor extension projects 1150 millimetres further forward than the neighbouring property's front building line, which is at number 10. Although the 45-degree visibility zone has been shown to not be obstructed, there are no additional bedrooms being added. And I say consider no objection, subject to no loss of amenity to neighbouring properties. Policy is to 2 of the neighbourhood plan and 72 of the district plan affairs.
Is it semi-detached?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
linked by the garage. Well, actually, sorry, so it's linked to the garage to one side and the semi-detached to the other, yeah.
Yeah,
Both the ones either side seem to have done something.
Yeah.
They have,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I mean, actually, they aren't, they're not building over the garage. Actually, you'd think
They're
that
changing the
yeah, so they're just
frontage,
changing the frontage, yeah. Garage is still staying a flat roof.
fine. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All good on that one. The next one is 5/2024/07396 Townsend.
Okay, proposal is mostly adding a wraparound extension of ground floor level to expand the ground floor living accommodation and a porch. There is no extension at first floor level, but the roof ridge height is increasing by 950 millimetres to provide an additional bedroom, which will be 5 in total, and an ensuite in the roof space. Neighbouring property at number 8 Townsend Lane is a relatively new build with a ridge height of 9 metres. This proposal will extend the ridge height to approximately 8.5 metres. 3 dormers and 4 front Velux windows are to be added. The road slopes up, therefore number 4 sits on lower ground, although the increase in ridge height does not appear to have a detrimental impact on them. The site is in the conservation area. So I say consider no objection, subject to no loss of amenity to number 4 Townsend Lane, and the design and materials are deemed to be acceptable in the conservation area. Policy ESG 2 of the neighbourhood plan, 69, 72 and 85 of the district plan affairs.
There's no objections from the
No.
neighbours.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the ones to the left, if you look in the pictures, this is quite, yeah. I think a number of them on Townsend Lane, to be honest, are beginning to take on
Yeah.
that sort of larger change.
Yeah.
So the only comment that Jane asked me to add in on this was there's obviously been quite a few traffic accidents on Townsend Lane.
Right,
And maybe some comment around that they enact the correct traffic management or something like that.
oh, well, whilst the building works take place,
Yeah,
that's not something we can generally suggest as a building condition, unfortunately. There's no comments from highways in relation to it, and normally if there was some sort of concerns in relation to its location, they would have the ability to request that, but yeah, I mean,
It is
to
a,
make a comment.
it is a nasty road because it goes narrow as you go around into Hartwell Gardens, and
Yeah.
if you've got builders' lorries as you have at the moment.
I think
It's
it's
Caden
also,
as well.
it's also with the school.
Yeah.
nearby.
You're weaving, aren't you, around quite a
You
bit?
are,
Yeah. Everyone okay with that from a planning perspective then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, so moving on to week commencing the 14th, 17th. 5/24/0235 does not meet the criteria, but 5/2024/0546 43 Lyndhurst Drive does.
Okay, planning permission was granted in 2020 for a very similar proposal to this application, which is to essentially replace the two rear dormer windows with a flat roof dormer from the ridge. This proposal has very minor amendments to the approved scheme in the form of changes to the windows and slightly to the size of the dormer. Photos of the rear of the property show that the connecting neighbouring property already has a rear dormer window similar to this proposal. So I've said consider no objection.
Everyone happy with that one?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you. The next one is 5/2024/0828, which is 9 Stuart Road.
The property has a certain style and character and is locally listed in the conservation area. The proposals are at ground floor level to extend rears by 6.5 metres to fall in line with the neighbouring property's building line at number 11 Stuart Road, and in line with the detached garage at number 7, which is positioned in the rear garden, as is the case with this property. A new garage to the side, which extends partially down the side, also forms part of the ground floor extension. A first floor, an additional bedroom forms as an additional bedroom and ensuite is added partially over the footprint of the new rear extension. A further bedroom, which will total 5, is to be added to the roof space along with Velux windows added to the flat element of the crown roof. The roof space development is not visible from the street scene. Proposed design and materials appear to be sympathetic to the host dwelling and don't detract from its character. The site is set back from the road with an extended driveway across the verge straight pavement from the highway with good tree and foliage screening. There appears to be at least 2 off-street parking spaces and proposed attached single garage also. No tree works, and I'll say consider no objections, subject to the proposal not being detrimental to the character and style of the host dwelling, which is locally listed in the conservation area. Policy ESD2 of the neighbourhood plan and policy 69, 72, 85 and 87 of the district plan refers. The only comment online actually comes from Herts Ecology, which recommends, due to the age of the property, that a BAT survey takes place. Which will be making dramatic changes to the roof.
Yeah, it's quite a bit, it's kind of tripling in size, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of the original ones, and if you sort of
Yeah.
look at the properties either side,
Yeah.
they've already expanded.
It's that much bigger, but they're definitely extended, haven't they? Any thoughts or concerns from anyone?
Shame it's come out, it's a traditional houses one.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. No objections from me.
No, there's no objections, no.
Okay, we're all happy with that one?
Did you want me to add some additional wording to the recommendation that relates to a BAT survey being conducted? Just leave it as it is.
Would planning automatically do that?
Planning will pick that up from what Herts Ecology have said.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they were consulted the same as us, same as Herts Highway. So
yeah.
what
Would
do you leave
normally
it?
do?
I think probably on the basis of it's kind of a comment of a recommendation due to the age rather than actually feeling that facts are definitely present. I think probably just happy to leave it that Herts Ecology have responded with that comment and district will pick it
We'll
up.
pick it up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone else happy with that?
Yeah.
Thank you. The next one, 5/2024/0800 is not applicable. The next one at 5/2024/0818 is 5 Camberley Place.
Okay, the property sits on an end plot with a large garden to the side. Proposals are to add a wraparound extension across the rear over the footprint of the existing conservatory and down the side at ground floor level to provide large open plan living accommodation. A first floor extension is also proposed over the footprint of the side ground floor extension element to add a 4th bedroom at first floor. There is currently a 4th bedroom detailed at ground floor, which is to become a playroom. The configuration of the properties in the street scene are positioned quite close to each other. The number 6 Camberley Place being in quite close proximity to the application property. There's only a 1 metre gap to the boundary from the proposed side 2-storey extension and a further 1 metre gap from the boundary to the neighbouring property, which could be deemed insufficient to prevent a detrimental effect on them. There is parking provision for 2 cars off street, which is unchanged from existing. The number of bedrooms on the basis of the descriptions on the drawings also remain unchanged. So I said consider no objections subject to no detrimental impact on number 6 Camberley Place and proposed 2-storey side extension. Policy is to share the neighbourhood plan and send to the district plan.
Anything from number 6?
No, interestingly, actually, there was a comment from number 45 Cranbourne Drive, which is to the rear, and they supported the proposal, but they will have there won't be any impact on them, but there wasn't anything from number 6 at this stage.
It's difficult in corners like that, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah, but I think we had one not so long ago, actually, where
Is it Amberley Close? They've got, which is just near the spire. There's one on the corner there and they kind of look like they are. They could almost reach each other from bedroom windows.
Yeah, it just felt, I mean, kind of even just in the picture there, you can see of the street that an extension out to the side almost brings it up
Yeah.
really quite close
Yeah.
to that sort of forward extension that number 6 have got, but yeah.
Yeah, there's no loss of light there.
Well,
It's only ground floor though, isn't it?
no, it's 2-storey. It's
How does the
probably
45-degree angle work in that?
40,
instance?
no, so the 45 degree you need to be parallel to them.
Okay,
Yes, the
right, so it doesn't
45
apply
degrees,
for it.
yeah, no. It needs to be that if you're looking out your window, you shouldn't be obstructed, sort of, but
Okay.
it's just sort of the feeling of the overbearing feeling that it might potentially create. It is literally 1 metre to the boundary, so there's just about enough room for them to move a wheelie bin down the side between the
Yeah.
extension and their boundary. And you can see already that it's quite close proximity sort of to the boundary in that picture of in the street scene. There's probably a metre gap for them to get their bin out.
It's not so much the proximity, it's the angle that they're then at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you sort of kind of imagine the picture, an extension coming out to the
Yeah.
side will fill the whole of that, yeah.
What do you feel about that one?
No, I think it looks fine, actually.
Nothing actually we can object to, is there, is
Yeah.
there? Because it's.
No, I think it's just a case of flagging that
Yeah.
it's very difficult unless you actually go and do a site visit to properly look and actually visualise and do measurements. I'm doing everything from paper plans
Yeah.
and street scenes, so flags that just, as as long as there's no detrimental impact on them.
Okay. All fine?
Yep, fine.
Thank you. 5/2024/08/21 is number 18 Newton Close.
Okay, proposal is to add a 2-storey side extension along the boundary of number 19 Newton Close at ground floor and stepped in by 1 metre at first floor level. The ground floor extension extends 2.6 metres rearward beyond the rear building line over the footprint of the existing store and utility. The first floor extensions only extend as far as the existing first floor rear building line. These proposals add a further bedroom, which will be 3 in total, and there is parking for 2 cars off street. I've said consider no objection, subject to no loss of each to number 19 Newton Close. Policy is to chair the neighbourhood plan and send to 2 of the district plan affairs.
Any thoughts? Comments?
Looks fine.
Yeah.
All good?
Mm-hmm.
5/2024/0713 is 14 Bowers Way.
Planning permission was granted in 2013 for a similarly described scheme which was carried out. This application is for further works, which includes a small extension to the rear ground floor to expand the open plan kitchen, straight living space, remove of the front store, which presents as a garage, to be rebuilt as an integral part of the property. The proposal at ground floor is a rear straight side extension partially over the ground floor rear extension and partially over the proposed front store to enlarge bedroom 1 and add a bathroom. This extension is constructed with a subservient roof to reduce the dominance on the street scene. Further bedroom in the roof space is proposed, which will be 5 in total. Neighbouring properties' footprints extend beyond the rear building line proposal, therefore there should be little, if any, impact on them. The garage has already been converted into a store, but there is parking for at least 3 cars on the frontage. Property is locally listed in the conservation area. The materials are to match the existing and the design appears to be sympathetic to the street scene. I've said consider no objection, subject to the design and materials being deemed acceptable on this locally listed building in the conservation area. policy ESG2 of the neighbourhood plan, 69, 72, 85 and 87 of the district plan affairs. Now, there is actually objection online for number 12 Bowers Way, which is,
Is that to the left?
just double check.
Yeah.
Look it over.
It is the I think it's the house to the
To the right.
right, yes,
Is that one there?
yeah. Yeah, so it's the property to the right.
Oh.
So their extension, so their objection is the extension is substantial in size. Therefore, the first story back extension will block the light in our living room. It will be overlooking our garden, which will impact our privacy. And the ensuite bathroom window on the side is overlooking our house and bedroom, impacting our privacy. So I'm not quite sure.
It's difficult to understand on the basis that their house is beyond the building line.
Yeah.
Which is it? We're looking at the helicopter view.
Is this one?
Is it the one on the left?
Oh, okay.
Left
Oh,
or
I'm just
right?
going to be absolutely sure, so I'm just going to
If you
put
think you're on the
the,
left, because otherwise.
Or which view are you looking at?
So I think that is that one there.
Is the one that's complaining?
yes, so as you're looking at it from the front, it's the property to the right.
Because if you look at the shadows,
Yeah, the shadows, so it's this house.
yeah, so that would be,
It's the one to the right on the front view, one to the left.
That view. Yeah,
I see, yeah.
yeah, so here we go. So as we're looking at it from the frontage, it's the property
you're
definitely to the right. And their rear building line does extend further back than. So, yeah,
if you look at that picture, which gives you quite good sunlight, it's actually quite limited as to how those shadows are
good, yeah.
impacting.
Their reference to an ensuite window is has no bearing whatsoever.
How much further are these first coming out the back?
It's only first, it's only the ground floor that goes beyond the line.
No. Yeah, it's just the ground floor, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
so
the
there's.
ground
No, so the first floor is extending the bedroom.
Yeah. But it doesn't go.
Doesn't go any further
It only
back,
goes
no,
back
it comes
to the
closer.
height of the house, to the length of the house.
Yeah.
But the first floor goes beyond the length.
It comes out
The
to that,
ground floor goes beyond.
it comes out to that line there, doesn't it?
Yeah, the ground floor extension. The first floor. The ground floor goes beyond.
And from the looks of this, I'd say that's quite difficult to see that that's.
Yeah.
Much,
Yeah.
I would have thought.
Look at the proposed. Bear in mind that, you know, the real. It comes forward.
Theirs goes all the way out and it's
Yeah.
2 stories.
You've not mentioned any loss of amenities on the comments.
No, because
You don't believe there is?
because it doesn't extend back as far as
Yeah.
the neighbouring property. So you really, for you to create a lot of amenity, you need to be either coming up higher or you need to be going further back. But the roof line,
I can't be sure, but I would reckon that tree is in their garden and there's much more loss of light from that tree
yeah.
on that back garden than there is from building next door.
So it's like when you look at the proposal from the front, you know, the roof, the ridge line letting to the extension to the side is stepping, not as high as stepping it in, so it doesn't go back as far. You know, everyone's obviously entitled to their.
You can see from by that front view photograph that the next door neighbours have got a window that's on the side. Is that what they're complaining about? Is that the?
So their wording was, the extension is substantial in size, therefore the first story back extension will block the light in our living area. We're overlooking our garden, which will impact our privacy. The ensuite bathroom window on the side is overlooking our house and a bedroom impacting our privacy. Well, an ensuite bathroom is going to be obscure glaze, so it's. Don't need to worry about that.
I'm not sure how it's actually looking into their garden.
Any more than currently?
No, than what they would
Yeah.
do at the moment.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
back gardens are downward sloping, so
Yeah.
both houses take a look, both gardens.
yeah.
I mean, I don't see how it's any more than it is now, if. Grow another shrub.
Okay. Are we all happy with what
Yeah.
Heather's
Yeah.
written on?
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Heather, that's fine.
Okay.
I think I've got this one out here now. That was Bowers Fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have 5/2024/0799, which is meeting the criteria, and then we go to week commencing the 24th. And we have 5/2024/0692, 118 Lower Luton Road.
Okay, planning permission was granted in 2021 for a dormer bungalow on the site, but has not been constructed, and the permission has now lapsed. This application seeks to enlarge the footprint of the proposed house to what was approved and add a further 2 bedrooms to total 5. Permission was granted for 3 bedrooms. The site is at the end of the gardens, number 116 to 120 Low Luton Road, and is accessed across the forecourts of the council-owned garages on South View Road. There's an infill property located to the rear of number 1 South View Road, which is number 1A, which sits close to the proposed dwelling, which could be affected by the increased size property to that which was approved, given that the roof form is much larger and the dwelling sits close to the boundaries of them. The land slopes upwards from the rear of Lower Luton Road, therefore the property sits on higher ground to Lower Luton Road. There is parking for 4 cars. I've said to consider express concern that the proposed dwelling could have a detrimental effect on number 1A South View Road due to the close proximity of the proposed dwelling to the boundary and the increase in roof mass to the previously approved application. Policy ESC 2, the neighbourhood plan, and 69 and 70 of the district plan affairs. There is actually, highways have no issue, but the fire have a few concerns. Actually, where they're concerned that the access route requires to have, let's see, it would appear that the entrance to the access route of the proposed site is less than the 3.7 metres required in section 5B, etc. Obviously, it's not quite wide enough. And it says it appears from the plans provided that the furthest point proposed dwelling will be greater than 45 metres from the highway. So basically, they require to have a minimum of, they need to have a minimum of 45 metres to enable them to reach, what does it say here? For single family dwelling houses, there should be vehicle access pumping appliance to within 45 metres of all points within the dwelling house measured on a route suitable for lame hose. But basically, they're concerned saying that it's far too far away. Should them
It's just too far away with that width of drive, so either you need to have more than 3.7.
to get the appliance in, or will be located less than 45 metres.
Makes sense.
What's the blue line?
The blue line, I think, is because of it's also owned by the applicant,
Oh, okay.
I believe.
But the
Yeah,
red
so
line
it's-
is-
the red line is relates to this application site, but the blue line indicates that they also own that.
And we're saying that the red line is where they're going to access, is it?
Yes,
And why is it not in a straight line? Why is it?
because of the access is, if I think, I don't know if not, there's a picture I can take you there. That's because of the access in across the garage is there, but the house is over there.
I suspect the access to the garages are not 3.7 metres wide.
Yeah, I agree with that,
The
yeah.
access to the garages is.
And if you've got anyone double parking, then you've created
Is,
a hazard.
has fire raised an objection because the size of the house is getting bigger?
No.
Or was it always the same? Is
I
it-
think it's a new house, isn't it?
It is a new house, so I don't know, and I didn't look back to see if fire expressed concerns when the old
Previously.
one was approved.
Oh, right.
But they've commented on this particular occasion,
Oh, right.
so.
It's basically taking the 2 back gardens, put them together to make a plot.
But planning permission was granted 3 years ago, so we're a bit unsure why fire.
They may not have
They might have
commented,
missed it,
they
sorry.
may not have commented,
Well, yeah, with fire, know what they're doing.
Yeah.
so, yeah, I mean, I'll pick that up today.
Yeah.
And they also mention it appears that from the plans provided, there is no turning facility for fire appliance on the access route, which is a dead end of greater than 20 metres. So they're basically saying, you know, if you have a fire, we may not get there.
Yeah.
Assume, yeah, I honestly don't know.
So that's.
So do we need to put anything else in
That's the end.
With regards
into
to
the express concern, or that just get fixed automatically?
Well, we can do. I mean, the difficulty is that unless the access across the garages isn't, they don't own that right of way. I think you probably find it's actually council owned, and they've probably got a way leave or some sort of deed of access across
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So being able to
Yeah.
create the access, I don't know whether or not they're referring to, because it doesn't sort of stipulate, and I
Yeah.
probably could have done a scale. I don't know if they're referring to the access across where the garages are, or the access into the plot.
I mean, the alternative, I would have thought when you look at that is the next door one, which is basically the same. If you look at the back of the garages, there's a site that goes up the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
fine.
yeah, potentially. So that goes up to 1A.
Yeah, and if you need to
If you smile nicely or whatever, yeah.
Whatever, so if you look at that, there's quite a big access point there, which probably. Whereas you can see with where the council garages are and where the council car park.
Council owned HTC or SADC?
SADC. Yeah, no, we don't own any garages.
Is the car park SADC?
But yes, yeah, Southview.
So is the question, do we want to add anything in from the fire perspective, or will it just get picked up? Like,
I mean, it will be picked up, but
Yeah.
we can,
Highlight
there's
it.
nothing to say that we can't actually comment, to say that we note that the fire service have expressed concerns.
Yeah.
And we would, obviously encourage this to be relaxed. Yeah.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Leave it with me.
So the next two do not meet the criteria, which is 5/2024/0853 and 5/2024/0725. And then 5/2024/0839 of 19 Oakfield Road does.
Okay, property sits in a corner plot on the junction with West Common Way and overlooks woodland. It's proposed to add accommodation in the roof space, which is a bathroom and 2 bedrooms, which will total 6 across the property. This is to be achieved through the addition of 3 rear dormer windows and 3 front roof lights. There is no increase in ridge height. The 2-storey centrally located front extension is also proposed to provide a large entrance hall, a shower room at first floor, and reconfiguration of the existing stairs, which enable the stairs to reach the newly proposed second floor. The existing attached double garage is to be converted to accommodation of an unknown purpose. They don't actually explain what it's going to be. And a new attached double garage is proposed to be added to the front for accommodation in the roof space. There appears to be other properties in the locality that present with a similar frontage and scale. There's parking for 3 cars off street and the proposed double garage. Not conservation area, consider that objection. There is actually a comment online, which is kind of more of a comment rather than actually an objection, for number 44 West Common Way, which are sort of directly opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the contemporary style house that's got basically almost doesn't have walls. It basically has glass
Oh, yeah.
as walls. Yeah. So they're concerned over actually sort of the addition of extra lighting, extra external illumination. They're not sensible. So plans look lovely. Good luck. Only comment request would be to please take care on a luminaire choice for central feature window. We experience light pollution throughout the winter months with no tree coverage directly into our children's bedrooms and the dining area from the existing security light of the house and the garage. Homeowners are aware of this and have tried to remedy. Due to the nature of our own raised site relative to number 19 Oakfield Road and the grade 2 listed character of our plate glass windows, we cannot do much about it. Any other lights or windows added into the proposed elevation will shine directly into our property during the winter months. So please do consider this in the build. In terms of timing of light fittings being on, no high powered LED. Many thanks.
So that's basically this building's fine. It's just please light fittings.
So
Be considerate.
the house was talking as, it was done by the architect, the opera house. That was his.
Oh, really? Okay,
Appears on a number of TV,
okay.
central.
So the only, because to be honest, because if it's a private road, I can't take my little person
I mean, I drive.
down there.
Drive
You-
past it.
Obviously, you're familiar with
Drive
it,
past
so
it every day.
I found it on Rightmove, and it's, yeah, it's quite unique, to be honest, and it's grade 2 listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Used in many TV shows, actually.
oh, has it? What sort of kind of period of the time?
Sort of as a sort of,
Is it like Art Deco type?
type deck, well, yeah, more sort of 60s style. I mean, that house has had many things done to it over 15 years I've been living there.
What the sort of,
19.
oh, has it? Well, not, yeah, I was going to say it's quite a large, you can see actually from the
Quite
picture there.
small, isn't it?
It's, yeah, so it feels, and the bit on the left is, and it's certainly in addition to the original house.
Correct. It's had 3 or 4 extensions to it.
So, yeah, so the lady there doesn't, you know, she doesn't mind the theme, she just obviously wants to be mindful of the lighting possible.
Any additional thoughts?
No, fine.
That's fine, thank you. 5/20/24/08/47 does not meet the criteria. But 5/20/24/07/50 does, which is 2729 Bowers Way.
Yes, so currently number 27 is a 5-bedroom residential dwelling, which is attached to number 29, which is a single-storey flat roof dental surgery. The proposal is looking to convert the ground floor of number 27 into a dental surgery, which will provide a larger practice than what is currently possible at number 29. And then the first floor of number 27 is to become a 3-bedroom flat. 29, only internal reconfiguration is to take place to convert it into a 2-bedroom family home, therefore a net gain of an additional dwelling. Visually, there was very little change to the existing. The addition of a rear dividing fence and separation fence from the dental practice, the side access door for the first floor flat, and an access ramp to the front of number 27 is all that is materially proposed. There is a rear garden for each residential unit and parking on the frontage. It's made clear in the application that patients at the dental practice do not currently have the provision of on-site parking, and the site is located next to a public pay and display car park. Therefore, parking provision will be available for the occupants close by. Properties are in the conservation area but are not locally listed. Consider no objection.
Then moving the dentist.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
It's a bigger plot, bigger.
Bigger plot,
building.
yeah.
Is there any change of use in that then? Will that just get covered up automatically in planning?
It'll be under licensing.
With that?
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, sorry, there is the change of use as part of the application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Top, yeah.
But you've got dental practice there anyway, so.
Yeah, so I think obviously they own
Swap,
both
yeah.
sides, so yeah, I mean, that was the extent. Just a bit of a tick box exercise, really.
Thank you. So 5/20/24/06/02 and 5/20/24/08/65 do not meet the criteria. And then the final one for today is 5/20/24/08/72, 6 Barnsley.
Okay, proposal is to extend across the rear at ground floor level to create open plan living accommodation along with a side extension to the lounge to facilitate a gym. A first floor extension is to be added over the flat roof garage element to add a bedroom. The number of bedrooms is not increasing due to reconfiguration of existing bedrooms to provide an ensuite and dressing room. There appear to be other properties in the street scene that present with a similar design and form. Proposals do not appear to have a detrimental impact on the neighbouring properties, not conservation area. No objections, subject to notice the meeting to neighbouring properties. Policy is
No
D2.
comments?
No. No comments.
Okay. Whatever that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so, got an appeal? Yeah, so you just need to note that 42 Manley Avenue are going to appeal. Yeah, just lost the note that, yeah,
Yeah, that's the only one.
that's the only one. Yeah, the appeal.
And then tree works
Yeah, just note that one.
and then decisions are in the report.
Yeah, so the decisions, just very quickly to sort of kind of update you on some of the more interesting ones.
What
So I
page are you going to?
noticed, so we're going to page 24. Yeah, so I've just highlighted the ones that kind of were interesting, is that the Elliswick Lawn Tennis Club, I don't know if you remember, it was some time ago. So that has been granted planning permission for its lighting.
I'm going in there on Saturday
So,
to dedicate their centenary clock, so I'd rather not get it around there.
But yeah, so they had got planning permission. So do you remember, I think we sort of kind of debated and actually, councillor, when you sort of used your local knowledge of sort of kind of the impact and stuff on the light, so that's been given planning permission.
What did we say, Liz? Did we
We
say,
objected.
we asked them to do the retracting ones again? They're not going to do.
No, these are fixed ones, aren't they? I think, because they were saying, I think the issue was that the retractable ones, I think, was just so expensive. Yeah.
So, and then St Albans Overroad said it was okay.
Yeah, and there were a number of objections from neighbours.
Yeah, I think there were.
Yeah, that's right.
And then just, I suppose, really probably already aware that the little cash pod, which is number 1 High Street, which was the old HSBC, that's been given planning permission. So that, I think it's in the process of being built actually at the moment. That's there. And then just one more picked out. Oh, and then I don't know if you remember, it was quite some time ago, from 15 Townsend Lane, which was a total rebuild of a rather large property that had got an inside swimming pool.
Yes.
Directly opposite Athens Close.
Yes.
So that was refused and then they resubmitted.
Yes.
That's been given planning permission. Yes. But yeah, and that's it in terms of the exciting, interesting one.
I see there's an application back in for the pavilion.
Yes, so
Yeah.
actually, yeah, so that was on our list. Obviously, we can't sign it yet, so no, that was
Exciting, huh?
finally been, yeah, finally gone in, so yeah, putting the signs up on Friday. Yes, that's it, yeah. But we probably won't find out till about September.
And the other pavilions have been knocked down. haven't they?
Yes, yes,
Part of it, yeah.
yes, part of the application is to demolish the two pavilions and replace them with the new, a little bit further along. With then the long-term plan, which it does detail in the Sun Access statement, but it isn't part of the application, is on the site of the old Orchard Pavilion, is to extend the car park.
Desperately needed.
I was going to ask about the Rockhampstead pitch. There's no provision there for anyone to even go to the bathroom on the Rockhampstead, of a scientific pitch on the other side.
Oh, I see.
So they play there most Saturdays and
You need,
get caught short.
you need to tinkle.
Yeah, they were just asking me about it. And then just to finish, date of the next meeting is the 25th.
Yeah, and councillor Washington has presented her apologies.
Anyone
On the 25th of June.
corporate and functional, whatever it is, on the. I'm already
Corporate
there.
policy and finance.
That's the one.
Right, okay,
12th.
I'm going to stop
I'm already
sharing.
there.
You're already there.
I think there's enough of us for it not to be a proper.
Okay.
You can't get anyone because there's about 8 to 10 of us on it. isn't there?
Okay, fine.
I'm